Hi, welcome to my review of Fargo, a TV series that is based on true events surrounding a malicious trickster and an insurance salesman in Fargo, North Dakota. I'm just going to start this review by saying that I'm a really huge Coen Brothers fan. They are among my all-time favorite filmmakers. I pretty much love all of the stuff that they have done, at least from what I've seen, especially Fargo. That's an excellent film. I think it's one of their best films. Now, what should be noted is that really besides name and besides where the TV series actually takes place, this really has nothing to do with the Fargo film. This is an entirely different situation, an entirely different incident. In fact, the TV series actually takes place in 2006, 10 years after the film came out. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is the case with the show, but I do know that the film itself actually covered a variety of different incidents. It didn't all happen with the same people, with the same incident or whatever. It was a variety of different things. So I don't know if that's the case with the show, because in the show, at least from the pilot, a lot of stuff goes down. And I mean stuff that just kind of seems a little stretching, if you know what I'm saying. But honestly, I think regarding how factual the show actually is, I think that's actually quite irrelevant, because really at the end of the day, Fargo is entertainment and therefore is meant to entertain us. So if you're someone who's looking for a very grounded, realistic, and factual portrayal of these events, then you're probably going to be incredibly disappointed. However, if you're someone who's looking for great entertainment, captivating story and characters, and a whole lot of insanity thrown in, then you're going to get exactly what you want, because Fargo is quite outstanding. To sum it up, there are more things that happen in Fargo's pilot than in most shows with an entire season. And I mean, really, the stuff that happens in this pilot alone made my head spin. I mean, really, there is some insane stuff that goes on in the pilot, and it just keeps on topping itself. I want to talk about the acting and the characters. First, we have Martin Freeman, who you might know from, of course, The Hobbit and another great TV series, Sherlock. He plays Lester Nygaard, who is essentially, basically, the William H. Macy character from Fargo. A lot like William H. Macy's character from the film, Lester Nygaard is essentially the world's greatest human punching bag. Everyone gives him absolute shit, and he just kind of sits there and takes it. Doesn't whine, doesn't complain, nothing. He just kind of holds it all up inside and just lets it sit there. He's very mousy, very introverted. It's really only until he meets Billy Bob Thornton's character, Lorne Malvo, is when things start to get a little different. To kind of give a sense of who Lorne Malvo is, he's basically a combination of the Joker and Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. He's kind of like this evil trickster. He loves nothing more than to watch the world burn. He just loves watching people in misery. He loves chaos. And what's great about this character is that he's not just some villain who just spouts out random bullshit and acts utterly insane. No, in fact, he's a very smooth talker. He does a really good job of kind of getting you on his side and believing every word he says. And in fact, a lot of the times, he makes pretty good sense. And to me, that's what a great villain is. A great villain is someone who you could almost root for. Someone who's got that charisma. Someone who, like I said earlier, actually makes sense. Now, one thing I do need to say is that although the TV series is a bit more animated, a bit more caricature-like than the film, I will say that the TV series really does do an excellent job of capturing the spirit of the film. So therefore, you know, if you're someone who's looking for those black comedic tones like in the film, you're not going to be disappointed. However, it is a bit more cranked up. So with that said, you can really tell that this is the same world, the same universe that we saw in the film. And not only that, but there's also some neat little shots that are kind of reminiscent of the film as well. Overall, if you're someone who's a fan of Fargo, the Coen Brothers, black comedies, even if you're a fan of the earlier episodes of Breaking Bad, then this is something that I'd recommend checking out, because this looks to be very, very promising. Again, I'm only talking about the first episode here, not the whole entire season. So with all that said, I'm going to give Fargo a 4.5 out of 5. You can check it out on FX on Tuesday nights. As always, I'm Colyn Kirkland, and thank you so much for watching.